लक्षणः नाहं देहो ह्यसद्रूपो ज्ञानमित्युच्यते बुधैः. ब्रह्मन् reality eva alone. Aham I. Samaha equanimous, shantaha tranquil, Satchidananda Lakshanaha of the nature of pure existence, consciousness, bliss. Na not aham I dehaha body. He verily asadrupaha unreal. Jnanam knowledge iti thus uchyate called budhaihi by the wise.
So Brahmaivaham Samashantaha, that is first the declaration that what my true nature is, and in the second line, what I am not. So what I am really and what I am not really are the two things that are discussed in all the shlokas. So Brahmaivaham, so how do you say, why do you say that you are Brahman? Because I am Shantaha, I am Samaha, Satchidananda Lakshanaha. So I am Samaha, I am equal everywhere, in all situations, and everywhere, in all objects of the creation. Then I am always tranquil, peaceful, and I am of the nature of pure existence, pure knowledge, pure bliss of that nature. But I am not the body, which is of the opposite nature, and body is of the nature of non-existence. While Brahman is existence, Sat, body is Asat. And while Brahman is Jnanam or Chit, Brahman is Jada. So that way the contrast is also shown in this shloka. So in the commentary, the Acharya gives a lot of reasons for us to contemplate. Nano, others means that buddhiriti, lakshana, brahma, aparaparyaya, moha karya linga, anumeyam, ajnanam, idrik, tarihi, tannivartakam kim ityakankshayam, tad virodhitvat, atmajnanameva, atma ajnana nivartaka, atma ajnana nivartakam iti abhipretya tan lakshanamaha. So in the previous shlokas, we had the refrain, kim ajnanam atah param. So what is ajnana apart from this? For that, various reasons were given. So now here the question is, if okay, you have stated very clearly what is ajnana, but what is jnanam that is going to dispel ajnana? So for that, as a reply to that question, the 4-5 shlokas are taken up, where the nature of the true nature of jnanam, that is, what is the type of jnanam, what is the content of the jnanam that dispels the ignorance which binds a person to the body-mind complex and through that to the world. So that is being highlighted here. That is the nature of the true, the form of the content of the jnanam is being stated here in these shlokas. So that Lakshanamaha Brahma Ityadi Panchabihi. So in 5 shlokas, this is being stated. Aham Shabda Pratyaya Alambanaha Pratyagatma Brahmaiva Asmi. So when we say Aham Brahmasmi, the word Aham is indicating the true Atman, which is, so this word Aham is only a worldly word. It is not the word of the Atman. The Atman doesn't have any word at all. So, but then in order to help us identify the Atman and realize it, the Shastram has given this method. The word Aham that you use in all your transactions and all that, that is a kind of indication to the Atman. But then there also the Aham in the local, in the normal worldly transactions, it refers to the body-mind complex, but then or maximum the ego sense. But then the true nature of Aham, the Lakshyartha of Aham is the Atman. So the Vachyartha of Aham is the ego which is associated with the body-mind complex, whereas the word Aham indirectly, ultimately refers to the Atman, even though even that word Aham also, Aham is Lakshya only, Lakshana only. It is not actually the Atman. So it is indicating the Atman. So that is how this Aham has been utilized by the Shastram in the Aham Brahmasmi Mahavakya. So Aham Pratyaya Alambanaha. Pratyaya is the Aham thought, the I thought. which Ramana Maharshi always highlights upon in his method of who am I. He first asks us to stick on to the I thought. First, we have to identify the I thought, and we have to stick on to it, and through that we have to enter into the depths of the true self. So that is the method he preaches. So the aham pratyaya is the aham thought, aham shabda pratyaya. So there are two things here: the I word and the I thought. So every word is indicating or expressing or giving expression to a thought behind it. So I word and I thought. For that, the alambana is the basis, is this pratikatma. So only because of the pratikatma, every individual, every jiva who is, it could be an animal also. So that also has this kind of I. So, but then that I is based on this Atman, and the animals which do not have any method of vocal communication, they also have this idea I. So, if, for example, if someone is trying to harm it, it thinks that he is harming me. So, and if it wants to attack someone, it thinks that I want to attack him, or I shall attack him. So, this is the kind of I feeling in every jiva. So, pratikatma, brahmaiva asmi. Some researchers have even identified or they have highlighted or they have found the I thought even in plants also. So even in plants, they say, some articles are also there, they say that the plants also have such emotions like greed or anger or envy and all that. Anyway, so here the aham shabda and aham pratyaya alambana is the pratikatman. That pratikatma is none other than Brahman, and I am that Brahman. Yetayoho tattvam padarthayoho aikye hetugarbhitani visheshanani aha samaha iti. So in order to establish the identity between the tat and tvam, that is the pure tat and the pure tvam, that is the pure tvam is the Brahman, and pure tat is pure tvam is the Jivatma, that is the pure Atma, which is distinct from the five koshas, and the pure tat is the Brahman, pure consciousness, which is all pervading and which is distinct from the Sarvajna, Sarvashakta, Ishvara. So that in order to bring about that identity, the Shastra uses a lot of parameters to strike that identity. So here the identities are listed in those parameters are listed in this shlokas. The first one is that samaha. Samaha satta prakashabhyam sarva bhinnaha. So every object in the universe is endowed with two things, that is existence and shine. So existence and shine, and existence and shine of every object, that is, we identify an object like it exists, and the object is it is an object for my knowledge. So these two things, existence and shine in every object, accrues from the Brahman, which is the one which provides this existence and shine to every object. It is not that physically the Brahman lends this existence and consciousness. It is by default, the objects are all superimposed on Brahman, or the objects are all existing in Brahman. That way, they draw the existence and shine from Brahman, and that is how the objects come to exist, and they come to becoming objects of our knowledge. So he says in this sloka, that word sama means that I, the Brahman, am equally available in all objects as the existence and shine everywhere. So this is the basis on which the famous verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shunichaiva Shvapakecha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. So the wise men or wise people, they identify this sama, that is, so in the Gita itself, it has been said that Nirdosham hi samam Brahma. So Brahman is samam. So it is pure, it is faultless, it is blemishless. That Brahman is sama everywhere. So sama means it is equal. So it is not that in a plant, in an ant, Brahman is available in a very small measure, and in an elephant or a mountain, it's available in large measure. No, that is not the idea at all. It's not about the size at all. This existence and consciousness is like existence and shine are like identifying each object, whether it is a mountain or an ant. The ant is, the mountain is. That isness is Brahman. So that isness is available everywhere as existence. That is, Brahman is available in every object as existence, and it is also available in every object as the shine, although that shine is borrowed shine only. So satta prakasha abhyam, satta is existence, prakasha is the shine. Prakasha abhyam sarva abhinaha. So I am non-different from everything in consciousness through my existence and consciousness, existence and shine. Then punah kim lakshanaha. Then what is the other indicating factors that go to strike the Jiva Brahma Aikyam? The second one is Shantaha. Nirasta samasta upadhitvate vikshepadi vikara shunyaha. So Shanta means it is pure tranquility, it is peace. And why is it pure and tranquil? Because it is free from all disturbances. It is free from all distractions. And distractions necessarily bring disturbances also. So since Brahman does not have any upadhi at all really, so upadhi through any adjuncts only there can be disturbance in Brahman. There can be transformations or variations in Brahman. But then since Brahman does not have any upadhi at all, there is no way there can be any distraction or the resultant disturbances in Brahman. So that way I am Shanta. Then Punah Kim Lakshanaha, Sachidananda Lakshanaha. So the shloka says the third one is Sachidananda Lakshanaha. For that, the Acharya gives a lengthy explanation. Sachidanandaihi Andrita Jada Dukkha Pratiyogi Dihi Lakshyate Viruddhamsha Tyaga Rupaya Bhagalakshanaya Nyayate iti Sachidananda Lakshanaha. So Sat, Chit, Ananda. So these three things are there. So Sat is actually the opposite of Sat. That is the negation of the opposite of Sat, that is Mithya or unreality. So Brahman is the opposite of unreality. That means it is real. So, and the word Chit indicates it is the absence of the opposite of Chit, that is Jada. So Brahman is not Jada. So to show that Brahman is not Jada, the word Chit is used. To show that Brahman is not Mithya or not unreal, the word Satyam is used. Then Ananda, Brahman is free from any Dukkham. So Dukkha is the opposite of Ananda. So the Brahman is free from Dukkha. So that is for to indicate that the word Ananda is used. So that is also Lakshana only, because that is why in our Advaita system there are two kinds of Lakshanas, that is Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. Tatastha Lakshana is the one which indicates an object through a distant and a more gross indicating factor. That is, for example, the qualities of the attributes of the Brahman being the cause of the entire creation. It is the Jagat Karanam, and Brahman is endowed with all auspicious gunas like Ananta Kalyana Guna and all that. Sarva Shakti, Sarvagnaha, Sarva Shakta is omniscience. All these things are all attributes, but then they are all very, very distant attributes. But then Swarupa Lakshana is Satchit Ananda, which is the closest form of attributes, if we can say that. So Brahman is indicated by Tatastha Lakshana and the Swarupa Lakshana. So Swarupa Lakshana is what is being stated here, and that Swarupa Lakshana is also of the manner of the opposites of the negation of the opposite of their opposites. So it is not unreal, it is not Jada, that is insentient, and it is not miserable. So these three things are being negated, and through the words Satya, Chit and Ananda. Then Brahma Bodhe hi Dvividam Dwaram Vidhi Nishedhascheti. So now the Acharya is delving on the Swarupa Lakshana aspect. So for that, he is bringing up this topic in a very Shastraic manner. So Brahma Bodhe hi Dvividam Dwaram. There are two paths or two ways to to realize Brahman. Vidhi Nishedhascha iti. So one path is Vidhi and the other part is Nishedha. Tatra Satyajnanadi Sakshad Vachaka Shabda Prayoga Lakshanaha Vidhi Uttaha. So Vidhi in this context is actually, it is not injunction. And Nisheda is not prohibition. Normally the word Vidhi means injunction, Nisheda is prohibition. But in this context, they do not take that meaning. So here Vidhi is the one which directly mentions about Brahman. And here that is called Sarupa Lakshana. So Vidhi so idanim tatra satyajnanadi vachakaha shabdaha shabdaprayoga lakshanaha vidhi uktaha. So the words Satchit Ananda, it is called vidhi because it directly indicates Brahman. So idanim atan nirasa lakshanaha nishedaha pradarsyate. So now in this sloka, the lakshana or the negating method of indicating Brahman is stated here in the word Naham Dehaha. So in the word Naham Dehaha, see in Satchidananda Lakshana, it is said that I am of the nature of Satchidananda Lakshana. In Nisheda, I am not the body. So this is the distinction. So Vidhi means I am what I am, and Nisheda means what I am not. So these two methods are being employed in this one sloka itself. So idanim atan nirasana lakshanaha nishedaha pradarshite nahamiti aham shabda pratyalambanaha atma deraha na iti anvayaha. So the aham, that is the Atman, which is indicated by the word aham and by the thought aham, that is the I thought and the I word, that is the Atma, is not body, not the body. So in the first line, I am of the nature of Satchit Ananda. But in the second line, I am not of the nature of the body. So that's what is the distinction brought here. So now Atma Dehaha na iti anvayaha. Dehaha iti upalakshanam pranadihi prana indriyadi indriyadinam api. So in this slokas, the word Deha is not simply the gross body. It indicates it, or it includes the subtle body also, which is the pranamaya kosha, the manomaya kosha, the vijnanamaya kosha, and the anandamaya kosha. All of them are indicated by the word Deha. Of course, this Stula Deham also is indicated. Taken. So Deha iti upalakshanam prana indriyadinam api. Upalakshanam means it is a representative. So the body, the word body represents the not only the gross body, but the Sukshma Shariram also. It is not Stula Shariram alone, but the Sukshma Shariram also. So Upalakshanam Prana Indriyadinam api. He iti Vidvajana Prasiddham. So the word he is there in the sloka. Naham Deho He Asadrupaha. The particle he in the Sanskrit language, it takes various other meanings also. But one meaning is it is very, very popular. That is something which is very popular, very popularly known. But then where is it popularly known? To whom is it so popular? So he says that it is Vidvajana Prasiddha. So the persons who have directly realized Brahman, who are the Jnanis, Aparoksha Jnanis, for them it is very, very clear. It is obvious for them that I am not the body. So that's what is stated here. He, by the word he. Deha dehe anatmatve hetumaha. So why do you say that the body, that is the body, mind, and the whole complex is not the Atman? Why is it Anatman? For that, the reasons are being given. Asat iti. The first, the reason that is given in this sloka is Asat. Asad rupaha, Asad bodhyam, anritam, tadrug rupam, swarupam, yasya saha, tatha vidaha. So Asad rupaha means something which is anritam, which is real. So Asad rupaha, Asad bodhyam, amritam, anritam. So anritam is unreal. So Asat means unreal, Sat is real. So body is unreal. It is not real at all. Why is it not real? Because it is a product of ignorance. It is the product of ignorance, and when the realization that I am Brahman happens, this body is clearly known to be unreal. So that it is called sublation or badha. So since that badha happens to the body, it is called asat. So asat bodhyam anritam tadrupam swarupam yasya saha tatha vidaha. So body is of the nature of asat. It is not of the nature of sat. Whereas Atman is of the nature of sat, body is of the nature of asat. Ityevam prakaram aham brahmasmi ityadi mahavakya janya akhandakara buddhi rupam jnanam budaihi atmatatvagnehi uchyate katyate ityartha. So the shloka says, Naham dehaha hi asadrupaha jnanamityuchate budaihi. So what is jnanam? Jnanam is of the nature of, or the content of the jnanam is, I am Brahman and I am not the body. So this is the content of jnanam. And all other knowledge, all other forms of knowledge is not jnanam at all from the Shastra point of view. If you say what is, if the Shastra recognizes only one thing to be jnanam, that is correct knowledge. Here, the word jnanam refers to the vritti jnana. That is the word knowledge is very, very close to this word jnanam here. Like, for example, in the world, we say that I am endowed with pot knowledge, cloth knowledge, or I am endowed with this particular topic or subject or faculty or whatever. So that knowledge is also knowledge only. But here, Atman, so the content knowledge is Atman here, whereas in the other cases, the content of the knowledge is Anatman. But the Shastram considers only that as knowledge, which has for its content the Atman. So that is the speciality here for the word Jnanam. So here he says, Jnanam Budaihi Atmatatvagnehi Uchate Katyate Ityataha. So the Atmajnanis will call or we will recognize only Atmajnanam as Jnanam. Every other jnanam, even if he is a very great scholar or he is a winner of so many awards and all that for his knowledge, all that is ajnanam from the point of view of the Shastra. So yetat vilakshanaha sarvaha jnana abhasaha iti bhavaha. So all other knowledge which is distinct from this Atma knowledge is only a semblance of knowledge. Jnana abhasa means it's only a semblance of knowledge, but it's not real knowledge at all. So this is how the Shastram sees it. Actually, in the Mundaka Upanishads also, we have got the distinction between the Paravidya and Aparavidya. So there also, even in the so Paravidya is supreme knowledge or the ultimate or absolute knowledge, and Aparavidya is worldly or non-supreme or non-absolute or relative knowledge. So there, that is even though the Aparavidya is termed by the Upanishad itself as Rigveda, Yajurveda and all that, even that Vedic knowledge is Anatma or Aparavidya, which in relation to the Paravidya, which is the directly Atman knowledge. So this distinction is maintained there also. So here, and it includes all the other sciences also in the world, that Aparavidya. So that's what here also he says, Etat vilakshanaha sarvaha jnana abhasaha iti bhavaha. So even if a person is very well endowed with very deep and vast knowledge of the Vedas or the other Shastras and all that, Vyakarana, Jyotisha, Chandas and all that, even then, that is not really knowledge from the Shastra point of view. So that's how the Shastra sees it. So, Brahmaivaham samashantaha sachidananda lakshanaha naham deho hyasadrupo jnanamityuchate budaihi. So the jnana is called only this as knowledge, and the other knowledge is not really knowledge at all. It doesn't deserve to be called real knowledge at all. So, Mundin Shloka, 25th.
Nirvikaro, nirakaro, niravadyoham avyayaha Naham deho hyasadrupo jnanamityuchate budaihi. Nirvikaraha, changeless. Nirakaraha, formless. Niravadyaha, without any blemish. Aham, I. Avyayaha, undecaying. Na, not. Aham, I. Dehaha, body. He, verily. Asadrupaha, unreal. Jnanam iti. Knowledge thus uchyate budaihi, called by the wise.
So the second line meaning is going to be the same. The first line differs. Nirvikaraha, nirakaraha, niravadyaha, aham avyayaha. So all these epithets apply to the Atman or Brahman. So nirvikaraha, free from any transformations. Nirakaraha, no physical forms at all for the Atman. There is no form at all for the Atman Brahman. Niravadyaha is free from any blemish, and I am avyaya. I am of undecaying nature. So that is being explained in this commentary. Nanu aham jataha mritaha sukhi dukhi ityadi aneka vikaratvena aham shabda pratyalambanasya Pratiyamanatvat Katham Tasya Brahmatvam Ityataha Nirvikaraha iti. So in the previous shloka, the word aham was explained as the Atman, which is the basis for the I thought and the I word. So here the question is, in normal parlance, everyone experiences that I am born and I will sometime I will be dead. Then I am miserable, I am very happy. So there are so many transformations happening in our antakaranam, which are all associated with this aham atman only. So when such is the case, how do you say that I am Brahman? So that is the question. For that, the reply is nirvikaraha onwards, etc. So aham shabde pratyaya alambanaha pratyagatma nirvikaraha asmi iti sheshaha. So I am, that is Brahman. I am actually nirvikaraha. I am free from all transformations. So the word nirvikara is given etymological meaning. Nirgataha, vikaraha, janmadayaha, yasmat, saha, tathavidaha. So nirvikara means there are two components in this word. Nihi is, that is one prefix, and vikara. So vikara is transformation. So the prefix ni, it indicates that all the transformations are have gone away from here. That is, in the sense, this Atman is bereft of all transformations, all types of transformations. So nirgataha, vikaraha, janmadeha. So what are those transformations? They are janmadeha, the Acharya says. So janmadeha means the famous sixfold bhava vikara, shad-bhava vikara, jayate, asti, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, and nashyate. So jayate is being born. Asti means getting the brand or tag of existence, because when a woman is pregnant, the child inside is not counted as a second entity. The woman alone will be counted as one entity, but the child inside is not counted as second entity. So only when it is after its birth only, it is being counted as a second entity. So that is the reason why asti comes after jayate. So jayate is taking birth, then asti is getting the tag of being existent, then vardhate is growing, then viparinamate, that is some changes start happening in the body, then apakshiyate, the degenerating process starts, and then finally it ends up in the transformation of death or nasha. So jayate, asti, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, and nashyate. So these are the transformations. These are all there for the body only, but not for the Atman. So here also, the 6 transformations are there for the Sthula Sharira, that is the gross body. But then the Sukshma Shariram also, there is the death and birth and death. That is, birth is Anadi. In Anadi, the Sukshma Shariram was produced from the Panchabhutas, Pancha-Sukshma Bhutas. So that is the beginning of the Sukshma Shariram, but that is also Anadi. You can't say that on this particular date it began. But then since it's a product of the Panchabhutas, we call it is the beginning of the Sukshma Shariram. And then the ultimate destruction of this Sukshma Shariram will happen when the person, when the Jiva attains the Aparoksha Jnanam and becomes a Jnani. And when the Jnani's body dies, the Sukshma Shariram in that body will not go out of the body to take another body, because he doesn't have any karma at all to take up another body. So the transmigration of the samsara is not perpetuated any longer. So that Sukshma Sharira will, the Shastra says, it resolves into its causal elements when the Sthula Shariram dies. So this is how the destruction of the Sukshma Shariram happens. So destruction and beginning or the origination is there definitely. The Vardhate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, those things are not there. Of course, there will be transformations, no doubt. That is, lots of thoughts will be coming. So those are all transformations, and the prana is exiting and inhaling and exhaling out there. So all these things are there for the Sukshma Shariram also. But then the kind of transformations that the Sthula Shariram suffers or faces, that is not, that it's not the same way with the Sukshma Shariram. That's why I just try to bring out that distinction. So nirgataha, vikaraha, Janmadeyah yasmat saha tathavidaha. So tesham deha-dharmatvad-iti bhavaha. So these are all, these transformations are all pertaining to the body. So we will we'll continue with this in the next class and see some more shlokas next time. Shri Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaramishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyaham Aparokṣānubhūti Prochate Moksha Siddhaye Sadbhireva Prayatnena Vikshaniya Muhurmuhu Vidya Vinaya Sampannam Vitaragam Vivekinam Vande Vedanta Tattvajnam Vidushekara Bharati. Om Tat Sat.